you are not progressing because you refuse to do the scary thing. For so much of our lives, we are conditioned to believe that feeling scared about something, being nervous about something means it's bad or we shouldn't be doing it. But I want to challenge that notion and encourage you to do the things that scare you. Because how can we expect to grow at all if we won't step out of our comfort zones and do things that challenge us and make us feel a little bit uncomfortable? So if you are looking to transform a little bit, step out of your comfort zone, be more okay with doing things that make you a bit nervous, then I encourage you to keep watching. Now, if you're new here, my name is Chelsea, and I love to make content and videos about self improvement, self help, self development, and just becoming the best versions of ourselves so we can all live happy, fruitful lives. Now, I definitely took a month break, but I am back, and I am so happy to be talking to you all today about the importance of doing the scary thing. So, first, I want to debunk the whole idea that being scared of something is bad. Being scared of something actually just means that you really care. Now, of course, this doesn't apply to everything. If there are safety reasons as to why you're scared of something, that is a whole different thing. But I am talking about wanting to start a new adventure, wanting to apply to a new job, or talk to a new person, or make new friends, or just like step outside of your shell and you are scared. It most likely just means that you really care about it. What I find is that we often get scared of what the outcome might be if we were to do the challenging thing. We often get scared of, how people might react to us, or if we don't win, or if we end up failing at the thing that we are trying to do. But think about it. Do you ever see someone in person or online living their best life, and there are aspects to their lives that almost give you a bit of a glimmer? They make you excited. They make you think, oh, MG, I wish I had that. Or are you ever doing an activity where you are in your flow state and you feel like nothing else matters at that moment in time, and you feel really, really connected to what you're doing? I encourage you to follow those urges because they are leading you to the person that you want to become. They are leading you to your hopes and your dreams, and I believe a life of fulfillment. Okay, the second tip to doing the scary thing is to trust your intuition. And now I know this might sound a bit woo woo, and people love to have like cold hard facts and tangible tips, but just walk with me for a second. I genuinely believe that we as people, we as humans, know what we want deep down inside because no one else has lived our life. No one else has walked the steps that we have walked through. No one knows the inner workings of what your life looks like, what your hopes and dreams are, what your true desires are, what genuinely lights you up, or what your relationships are like with other people in your life. Nobody else knows that stuff except for you. So, by default, only you can truly know what would be best for you and what you genuinely want out of life. I know I have fallen into the hole in the past, and even still currently, of having an idea in my head and then asking a bunch of people or asking my friends their opinion on it in hopes of them almost validating what I already know to be true or what I already know that I want to do. But my encouragement is to stop seeking validation or stop seeking others' approval for making decisions on your life, or if you should start a new adventure or whatever it might be, because you are the only person that really, really, really actually knows what you want and how you will feel if you go after it. And of course, this is easier said than done. I know how scary it can be to go after things that are new and foreign, and you're not sure of what the outcome might be. You're not sure of how you might navigate those situations. But the more that you continue to put yourself in those environments to challenge those beliefs and those thoughts, the more comfortable and easier it'll get. So instead of seeking guidance from other people that might want to help but don't know how to help in the best way possible, start trusting your intuition. If you are applying to a job and something in you is telling you, it doesn't feel right, even if there aren't specific reasons as to why, but just something in you, it feels wrong, follow that instinct. If you meet people and you're trying to make new friends and maybe you're not vibing with someone and there isn't a specific reason as to why they haven't done anything specific to you, but just something doesn't feel right in your being by talking to them or connecting with them, listen to that, because our body often knows before our mind can even catch up. If you are going into a space and you feel unwelcomed, listen to that feeling. Or on the contrary, if you are going into a space and you light up, or you are connecting with someone and you feel incredibly good, or you're working at a job or pursuing a specific career and something in you is telling you that regardless of how difficult it might be, this is what you want to be doing, listen to those feelings. So, if you are not buying what I'm selling, I would love to tell you about why I believe trusting your intuition is so, so important through an example in my life. So, for example, I recently produced the pilot episode of a talk show that I am working on that I'm also hosting. And I have never been, I think, so proud of myself and so excited for the future. Now, of course, I didn't start here. I didn't magically just appear here and just create a talk show. I graduated university a year ago in a similar field, and of course, the conditioned thing, the normal thing to do is to find a full time job in your industry. Doesn't necessarily have to be incredibly relevant, but something to like get your foot in the door. While I was in university, I had done multiple internships with different companies and got a gist of what it would be like to work a 9 to 5. And while, of course, the money was nice, it was very fun to have a consistent income. There was something in me that felt like I was almost wasting my time. I didn't feel like I was, living up to my full potential. I didn't feel excited per se to do a lot of the work. And, while I had great days and I worked on incredible projects, there was still something in me that didn't feel fulfilled. And as somebody who likes to consider themselves very emotional and very in tune with their emotions, I know that I do not want to be doing anything that doesn't feel good to me or doesn't feel like I am able to use my full potential. Knowing that, I said, okay, you know what? After I graduate, I'm going to just like take a beat, take a few months to like breathe and understand what the heck is going on with me and what I want to do. Did that. And during that time, while I was still, figuring things out, I had a person that I had known from my university program reach out to me and say that they had an opening at the company that they worked at and thought I would be a perfect fit for the role. And I wouldn't have to apply to the role. I would just go straight to an interview if I was interested. And I thought, English? And I had thought, okay, well, I don't have a full time job right now. And this is an opportunity. I'm new out of school. Why not? There were multiple people working there that I had known. I said, let me just try it. And I had done the interview. Interview went well. And then I had moved on to doing an in person interview. Did the in person interview, felt really good, and things were looking up. I was on the right track to be getting the job. However, right before they were to give me an offer, they gave me a little homework. So I had to do a little task that would mimic the work that I would be doing on a daily basis. Just do that first and then hand that over to them. And then once it's complete, I would be hired, hopefully, for this company. When I tell you guys, I had never struggled on creating a 30-second to 2-minute video in my life. Wow. In theory, of course, as someone who has graduated with a degree in media, I should be able to create a video of multiple minutes and be able to edit it and input pieces and overlays and voiceovers and whatever that might be on top of the video. I kid you not, it was taking me hours to create a video that was supposed to be a minute and a half. And I was struggling. There was something in me that was like, I'm not even enjoying this. The topic that I was supposed to be creating the video on just felt like it didn't feel like anything I was even remotely interested in. And nothing that I was even pursuing outside of work. Like I wasn't even interested in this stuff. And something told me, okay, girl, this is not for you. This is not what you want to be doing. And clearly, clearly you're not supposed to be here. And at that point, when I was, so close to getting a full time role straight out of university, I decided I'm going to have to tell this man I can't do it. It's just like it doesn't feel right for me. And I did. And I went and I emailed the hiring manager and I was like, listen, thank you so much for the opportunity. But genuinely, I'm having such a hard time that it doesn't even make sense. If I were to be doing the same thing when you guys bring me on, I don't want to drag the team down. I just don't think this is the right opportunity for me. But I appreciate you guys so much for taking the time to even meet me and hire me, or try to hire me at least. And then I walked away. And of course, on the outside, it might seem like, okay, girl, you're out of university, you have a degree in this industry, and you were offered an interview straight, like fast track to an interview. You didn't even have to apply to this job, especially in a market where people are definitely looking for work. And I got so close and I just couldn't deliver, and then having to walk away from that opportunity. I know, in theory, it sounds a bit silly, but I will say it was probably the best thing I ever could have done for myself. There were so many other opportunities, smaller ones, that I had gotten just by not having a 9 to 5 that I feel like have drastically improved my development as a person and as someone who is, entering the media industry in general, which of course is how I ended up creating a talk show and, doing a whole pilot episode. Actually, something that fuels me, that gets me excited to wake up in the morning and even, stay up late at night to work on these things. I am so happy that I chose this path instead. And of course, one, I don't know what this is going to look like. We're obviously in early stages of the show. There are days where I am doubting myself. There are days where I want to give up. There are days where I am so tired and I'm like, why the heck? Why the heck did I do this? And maybe should I just get a 9 to 5? But I will say, at the very least, if there is only one thing, I feel fulfilled and like I am living up to my potential, which is really, really nice. So, of course, like I said, sometimes your intuition will make you question certain things. You might not understand why you're feeling a certain way. There might not be a concrete reason as to why you want to do something or you don't want to do something, but I do implore you to focus on those feelings that you're having. And honestly, the fourth part to doing the scary thing, or the fourth reason I could say as to why I encourage you to do the scary thing, is to think about the alternative. Do you want to live a life unfulfilling? Do you want to get to 50, 60, 70, 80? Could be anything. Even in 5 years. Do you want to pass 5 years and be like, damn, what was I doing for the past 5 years? And like, what do I have to show for myself? You only get one shot at this, and I would love for all of us to be happy with what we're doing every day. And I understand there are things that we do still have to, complete. There are obligations that we do have that might not be the most fun thing in the world. But at the very least, if you can, I encourage you to do something that scares you. Go after those dreams that sound absolutely terrifying. And I'm not talking about going half ass. Like, I'm talking about actually just trying something as scary as it might be, even if you won't get support from people in your family or your friends or people on the outside. It doesn't matter. At the very least, I believe you owe it to yourself to just try the scary thing and see what can come of it. Because that's the kind of situation that I'm in now. And of course, I'm not living the full exact life that I want to. I haven't hit my complete dream life yet, but there are so many other aspects that are so full for me right now. And I feel very fulfilled in that sense. And I think about the alternative for me. And, even though there are nights where I'm staying up super late or I'm waking up incredibly early and I'm tired and I am doubting myself, I think about the alternative of me working in an office, doing a 9 to 5, maybe with people that I feel like are okay, maybe people that I don't fully connect with, working on projects that I'm not super passionate about, that my heart isn't in. And I feel very fortunate to know that I actively chose the opposite of that. Yes, chasing after your dreams can be scary. I understand that. But do you know what's even scarier? Living a life that you are not happy with. I would rather do the scary thing now than pass 30, 40, 50 years in the future and be displeased with my life and realize that the most important currency that we have is time and I wasted it. Do not let the fear of being judged or unsupported or your fear of failure stop you from chasing after something that you really, really want. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to connect with me, to listen to me online. I love to connect with you all. I believe in you. Let's all do something in the next quarter that scares us. It could be a small thing, it could be a big thing, but just do something to challenge yourself. And once you get on that other side of it, you're going to realize it wasn't so bad. You lived through it, right? So, anyways, I love you all. Have a beautiful day, have a beautiful week, and I will see you in the next video.